Hey everybody, welcome back to the Ticket Webcast. I'm Dave Paulson. Joining me again this week is Jen Todd. Jen, I think we're about to look at what I think, honestly, is my favorite month of the year in terms of stuff going on in Nashville. The weather, hopefully, in theory, should be getting nice some point in the next week. But you've handled this as you do the monthly entertainment calendar and in Friday's ticket section. We're looking at April.
Yes.
And what do we got? Film festival, music festivals, probably some food in there too. Fashion.
Easter stuff. Yeah, lots of things going on in April, and I do hope that the sun keeps on shining through April. So
yeah, it's gotta turn around sometime soon. Maybe a few more blizzards to get through, and then finally it'll be spring.
Yes.
But so what are the big things? What do we got this month?
Well, you can probably talk more about this, but the Rites of Spring Festival is coming up on April 11th at Vanderbilt. Let's see, 2 Chainz is going to be there. Steve Aoki, is that how you pronounce
Steve
that?
Aoki, I believe,
Delta Ray, 21 Pilots, The Mowglis, Harper Blend, Mr. Wives, Styx Iza, or Iza. So, lots going on there.
Yeah.
That's $36 to $56, or actually it's $40 to $60, so be sure to check that out.
Right.
Next, Bruce Springsteen is coming to the Bridgestone Arena on April 17th. So, and tickets are still available to that as well, $39 through $118. So,
and Bruce recently had an album called Wrecking Ball. And speaking of wrecking balls, I believe the night before at Bridgestone Arena, somehow this coincidence happens. Miley Cyrus is going to be at Bridgestone Arena. I'm going to have probably a very interesting work week, going to Miley Cyrus one night, hopefully, and then Bruce Springsteen the next, really, hopefully.
That will be interesting.
Yeah, so they're both coming next month. And Rites of Spring is awesome. I mean, it's like a big Bonnaroo production and level of acts in a pretty small area of the alumni line on Vanderbilt. They've had really bad luck with the weather the last few years. It's always like poured. So hopefully this year it'll turn around and it'll be good. So that's some music stuff. Film festival, the Nashville Film Festival is always this time of year.
The Nashville Film Festival is coming. Most of the movies are being shown at the Green Hills Regal Cinemas. You have all kinds of movies, documentaries, and films, and then they're also having like this competition of student films and. Lots of stuff going on there. A lot of the people, like actors and directors, you probably wouldn't recognize, but they have some better known actors and actresses. And then like Ashley Judd is in one of them. I think Jude Law is in one of them too. Tickets go on sale, I believe, April 7th. So they don't have the prices listed yet. But be sure to check that out. That'll be pretty cool.
And you can get a ticket to any movie you want to see, pretty much, aside from a few special screenings, like anything that looks interesting, you can just go.
And I've been to a couple of movies in the festival, and they were pretty good. Yeah. So just kind of take a gamble and go to one. You'll typically enjoy it.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else is going on? Nashville Fashion Week is in the beginning of the month. Now, we're not really the fashion people, but be sure to check out.
Just kidding.
But that week, shopping diva Kathy Aycock will have all kinds of coverage. She'll be going to all the events. So if you're not going to one of the events, then she'll hook you up and let you know what all's going on there. And then on April 19th is the 16th annual Eggstravaganza, which is this giant Easter egg hunt at the Nashville Zoo. Very exciting. They have time slots set up for different age groups, and you can also have breakfast with the Easter Bunny, and obviously you'll be at the zoo, so be sure to check out all the animals. It's pretty crazy.
I remember us talking about the Halloween-centered event that they have at the zoo and all the puns they had for the attractions there. I really got to talk to the person over there in charge of these and shake their hand, because Eggstravaganza, you get 2 puns for the price of 1. That's pretty special.
Yeah.
Cool. The St. Jude Country Music Marathon is happening again. It always happens a couple days before my birthday, and I think they plan it that way. But so that's happening again this year, right?
Yes, it is. It is indeed. It's a route downtown, and you can still get tickets to that too. They will go up, as time gets closer to the marathon. But if tickets are still available the day before, you can even wait last minute and get them at the expo. I wouldn't recommend it.
Right. Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend not training before the marathon. But hey, you can give it a shot.
I kind of did that one year. I actually did do that one year and bought them like the day before. Me and my wife decided,
train?
you know what, let's just go for it. And we walked the half.
Okay.
Still was pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough. I've never slept quite so well as I did at like 1 p.m.
Yeah.
after doing that. So yeah, we don't recommend that, but you can do it. It's doable for sure.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
I'm pretty sure that it poured down rain last year, but hopefully it'll be sunny and nice, but still cool, so it won't be too crazy hot.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's all I got for April.
Yeah. And there will be tons more in the ticket section, but those are the highlights.
Those are the big ones.
I love this time of year because they pack in all the events in this month that you can always count on, and the weather is finally decent, or at least we're hoping it will be. Let's look at the next week real quick. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is going to be at TPAC Saturday and Sunday. Tickets are $31 through $91. Details at Great Divorce on Stage. Oh wait, sorry. I read this too fast. We're actually talking about a play called The Great Divorce, but in this lead, that Fiona Solis wrote, she leads with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So apologies for that. This is a totally different play. It's called The Great Divorce. It's a witty piece which takes place on a bus ride from hell to paradise. This is very different. Anyway, that sounds pretty interesting, and I apologize for flying by the seat of my pants in that. That happens at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Saturday and at 3 p.m. Sunday at TPAC. Anyway, another one, I know we won't screw this one up because you wrote it, and it's about the Southern Women's Show happening this weekend.
Yes, the Southern Women's Show kicks off this weekend, and it'll have all kinds of celebrities, and there'll be food tastings and fashion show, and there's a firefighter fashion show, so I guess they're going to have some sexy firefighters do their thing.
Okay.
Sure. Miss Cheap is going to be there too. She's going to talk there. Lots of stuff going on. It's at the Music City Center this year.
Yeah, and I'm told if you want to read more about the Southern Women's Show, you should go to Tennessean.com/Ms. Cheap.
Yes, she did a big story on it. So.
Cool. A couple concerts I'll mention real quick. We were already talking about Bridgestone. These are 2 concerts happening at Bridgestone in the next few days. Saturday, unlike Miley Cyrus, this is a 21-year-old singer named Demi Lovato, who was a Disney Channel star and is now a pop star. And she sang the pop version of Let It Go from the Frozen soundtrack, which I'm sure you've all heard a time or 2 or 1,000 times at this point. That's happening Saturday at Bridgestone Arena. Opening for her is Cher Lloyd, which might be causing some confusion because on Monday, just Cher, plain old Cher, and I shouldn't call her plain old Cher, the Cher, will be at Bridgestone Arena with her first tour in like close to a decade.
Wow.
Her last tour was the Farewell Tour, and guess what? It was not the Farewell Tour. Cher is back. This tour I think started earlier this week or last week, and there's a preview clip. As you might expect, tons of costumes, tons of dancers, elaborate set pieces, Cher being carried around by men, and headdresses and
feather boas.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we can send a photographer to that, and that's happening Monday at Bridgestone Arena. And there's also a family bet I wanted to bring up real quick before we go about getting artsy with the kids at 2 downtown museums this weekend.
Yeah, so the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Frisk Center are both having some family stuff going on. At the Frisk is really interesting. They're having a candy sushi making class.
Okay.
So you can go and they'll have like the Swedish fish and they'll have Rice Krispie treats, and you can make what looks like sushi, but is just sweeter and more delicious for the kids.
Yeah, kids will probably prefer that anyway.
But you have to register for that by Friday. So I'll write the family bet up, and it'll be in the paper, but be sure to call them and register. And in the Country Music Hall of Fame, they have the Reba exhibit there, and so they're having, you can just kind of play with costume design. And so you can design your own microphone or vest or things like guitar, things like that, and they'll have ribbon and glitter and sequins and all kinds of shiny, pretty things. So, if your kids like art, then be sure to take them to those.
Yeah, one more interactive thing to do this weekend. Sounds great. Thanks, Jen.
No problem.
Thanks for tuning in this week, guys. Have a good weekend. Hopefully good weather on the horizon, and have a great April. We'll see you next week.